So, all right. So at the top here, so we're judging culture. Not it doesn't necessarily not the country or history, but the culture. Represented there. So at the top we have Scythia, objectively the best culture of all time. Am I right? Far better than anything that ever developed in Europe. America, number two, best culture to ever exist. Then we have Byzantium, Europe's best and greatest culture, still worse than America. Canada, the worst country in North America. Disneyland, a fascist corporation. The Empire from Star Wars, somehow still better than the Nazis. So it's like, oh, they're a total bureaucratic empire and like they shoot lightning out of their fingers. I think so, like, just to like get a template here, just do some examples. I mean, is this Hungary right here, or is this one Hungary? Which one is Hungary?
That's Hungary. That's Bulgaria.
So, like, Hungary, I think, is a perfect example of what belongs here. Because it's like literally the fall of the Republic. You know what I mean? It's got a lot going for it to be in there. I think that's a great example of that.
Yeah, like the Orbanist joke that is Hungary at the moment is like the wannabe little tin pot dictatorship. It's so funny. Hungary is so funny. Like they even like LARP as the stronghold of anti-refugees in Europe, holding back the Balkan hordes. Like, meanwhile, their country is just fucking falling apart. It's so sad right now in Hungary, and I say this as a person from Greece. Okay, like Greece is sad, Hungary is sadder. Switzerland.
Hey.
I was gonna say S.
No, they are our Canadians. Be real.
Okay.
What? No.
You mean they got to go down here? They're on level with Canadians?
I mean, they are basically Europe's Canadians.
I mean, they have a square flag. That's kind of weird. They
have a square flag. They have their mountains and like
they also have a lot of cool bunkers from World War II. They have a history of neutrality.
They basically all own guns.
Right. They have time, medicine, orderliness. Let's hear it.
Look what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing Swiss camouflage right now. That's true. Right here. Okay. I'm a Swiss head, major Swiss head right here.
A. I stick with A.
Okay,
Jack, you're one even higher. Okay.
I mean, the Swiss also have really good cheeses, and
that's it. I actually don't like Swiss cheese, so
that's fine.
I think that the more that I learn about Switzerland, the more cool they become.
Also, they have
really interesting culture. Yeah.
Like,
so I think
democracy.
A. Yeah, I think A. Ooh.
Spain. Oh my God.
I mean, Spain has a lot going for it in its autonomous regions that are really cool.
But the rest of Spain, not so much.
Yeah.
They're at least as influential as Walt Disney.
Yeah.
I mean,
the amount of imperialism they did definitely puts them on the bottom end.
It's just like a former empire whose heyday is just way further back than the other ones. Spain had an interesting like fascist phase that we kind of just forgot about because it had this slow fade with Franco till 1975. They've had like the separatists. I mean, it's still like if there is something cool about Spain is that you could call them like the inventors of the guerrilla, right? The People's War from like the invasion of Napoleon into Spain, because Napoleon just put his brother on the throne, thinking, okay, that's that, and then the Spanish were like, actually no, and they started raising armies in basically every city in Spain. And for that, okay, I'll give them points. That's really fucking cool. Having Madrid occupied and then saying, okay, fuck it, we don't care. We're just going to start raising armies like all over Spain just to like mess with you. I think that's cool.
That's an awesome picture.
They have a great space program. You should see it.
Yeah, that's actually my background. That is my desktop background. the Spanish speaking.
Oh,
It is.
All right. So, what are we arguing? Are we arguing? Can we agree with D, or do we want to argue it lower than that?
I feel like C is a good place because it has its good and bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Here's
they
why
have
I'll
some
debate
decent
against.
stuff.
Hang on. Let me get a debate in here for against C. All right. Spain speaks Spanish, right? It is easily the least cool country that speaks Spanish. You can't when your colonizers become the cooler speakers of your language than you are. I think that says a lot. Like,
Okay, I agree. You've convinced me.
Okay,
I'm-
fair enough.
D.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sorry, Disney.
speaking of who is a colonizer and all their colonizers are cooler than them and speak cooler than them.
Oh, bottom. Worst
Hitler.
one. Hitler. We are not giving any respite to the British.
This is an anti-British zone.
Yeah,
Okay. Anyone want to argue it up from there?
fuck no.
What have they given us? Really?
Snobbish.
Yeah, I like even like the good muskets that everyone was using came from France.
Honestly,
Nothing.
they're
How
Their
about a
service
controversial
rifle?
one?
His service rifle was the worst bullpup ever. Is that the
that's the Vatican.
the Vatican F? Sorry, Hitler.
I think it's more on the level of the Empire from Star
yeah,
Wars.
because like I would put it in the Empire because like not a real genuine empire, more of a joke, like
But you also have the Crusades that they're responsible for.
yeah, of course,
Mm.
the Crusades, but the Crusades are kind of like an empire meme, like
Yeah.
more so than the brutal imperialism of the British. It's like the let's go boys, let's go sack the Middle East, and they just go there like
And
mean,
get their
they-
shit stomped in instantly.
they passed by Byzantium and just like fucking pillaged places in Orthodox country. Like fucking, what are you doing? You're supposed to be going on a crusade against the Muslims, and you're like the Byzantines kind of tried to like host them, in a rowdy mob. They started like fucking sacking cities in Byzantine territory. It's like, come on, guys, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing?
You can't let Europeans into your country. I think that's what we're determining here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how the hell would you ever consider it a good idea? They're all annoying nationalists. Ireland,
S.
I agree.
yes,
Ireland.
is cool.
Okay, so we're not arguing it down from there.
I don't think so.
Absolutely not. Are
Dax.
you kidding?
Any input?
Few others have a
Yep.
revolutionary streak like them.
Democracy works. Universal S.
Okay, we might have to have
Nazi
some
Germany.
hot takes about German culture now. I mean,
Germany is
they've-
the worst.
They've rebranded.
Doesn't
Like-
matter.
Well, that's I think honestly though. So we're talking about this. Is like almost no country has like been forgiven and atoned for their genocide. Nobody looks at Germany and is like holds them for like the Holocaust anymore. You know, like only a few Nazis got away. Most of them got killed. Like
They started both world wars.
yeah, I know, but that's like a blip on the radar. Is all I'm
It's
saying.
not.
It's like you did produce the worst man and obviously like it's like the worst thing that you could have ever produced in history. But like
Okay,
everything else, it's kind of nice.
hold on. To be fair, Hitler was Austrian.
Okay,
True.
that is true. I'm arguing Byzantium just because the Holy Roman Empire. That's what existed for Germany for a while there anyway. So you
And
could
they were
say it's
Prussia
just a
before that, right?
continuation of
Okay.
that empire anyway.
I'll have to argue against you there on a couple of things. First of all, modern Germany had Merkel and and they had they were the pioneers of like austerity after the financial crisis. And also I think they fit the Canadians better because they have to constantly apologize every time they go to Eastern Europe or Southern Europe or actually any part of Europe. Like every time it's like if you go to Greece and you say that you're German, it's like, oh yeah, like was your cousin like Hitler or something? Like that's the first thought that passes through people's minds.
Schwarzenegger's dad was in the Nazi Party.
You know, my grandma, I had to tell if I had German friends, ever see her, like I would have to tell them, listen, you're not German, you're from Belgium or Austria. Like, listen, you're not German. Listen
I have a
to me.
special
You don't want
dislike of
this
Germany.
conversation. All right, Austria.
Wait, hang on. Okay, so are we fine with Germany and C, or does Jack really want to take it lower?
I have a particular dislike of Germans.
I'm gonna say.
Just
I
leave it.
argued. I like. Hang on. Let me just argue because I argued against with the source of Byzantium. So I'm gonna say with Canada being on par with Canada, I'm gonna say immigration, modern immigration. Like Germany's the only one who like cares about people who are drowning off the Greek coast right now.
Germany was pretty good when it came to like their immigration, their refugee policy.
They're also massive bootlickers too. Like they've completely kept that trend.
Germany?
So they're like explicitly rule followers, right? And I vehemently dislike that.
Keep in mind, they might have been really good with refugees, right? But the consequences are AFD being at 20% right now.
That is true.
So maybe the German state was cool with refugees. I don't know about Germans.
Now, I know what we're all thinking. So I'm going to present the first argument here to come up from F. French cuisine has been extremely influential, all right? French cuisine is extremely important for cooking.
Bread and soups.
Well, I mean, if some of the best trained chefs come out of French cooking. They're also really good at like egg stuff. Like the they can do.
I'll give you another reason. They're really good at rioting.
Yes, that's the only reason I would bring them up.
For a Western European country, their riots are really cool. I still think that almost nothing surpasses the video of the firefighters beating up the cops. Like that is one of the best videos that exists. Period.
Okay.
I will put them in Disney as well because their imperialism in Africa is unforgivable and it's ongoing.
So Jack, if you're also agreeing, you're agreeing on. So let me give one more argument. How do we feel about Napoleon?
I studied the Napoleonic Wars a bunch in university. The guy was a bit of a megalomaniac, didn't know where to stop. And I think he's a perfect representation of French culture.
So going back down to empire now.
See, I kind of agree there as well because
let me ask you something else. How do we feel about Robespierre?
See, that's the thing. That's with France, like in their revolutionary streak, right? Like they're also like the French Revolution is so big, even though it was like overcome by Napoleon only a few years later. So
did they surrender?
There's a lot of people who said like it was an inevitable with all the duress on its borders, right? So France was getting pushed on all its borders at the time. While this is going on, the country is collapsing. So in Paris, all the because you know how Parisians are so uppity, they're like, hey, we can't have cake or bread. We need a baguette, croissant. So they killed
We speak English better than you speak French.
Stormed the best. Also, the French musket is arguably the best musket. So they storm the Bastille, get some nice French guns, right? While this is going on, Napoleon is rising the ranks because he's actually like preventing invasions into France while the Parisians are having their little theater play. And so like it's basically like Rome returning and like crossing the fucking Rubicon. Like he comes home, crosses the Rubicon, and goes, "Who the fuck are you people?" And they just like they have like heads on pikes, and it's like chaos. And he's like, "What happened? We only went to one war, guys." That's basically what happened.
So their surrendering streak is pathetic.
Okay,
their rioting is cool, but they never follow through on it. They gave us modern terrorism.
They did, yeah. The state terror, state terror, modern state terror,
state terror, yeah. The Parisians are assholes.
Inspired
they really don't like migrants.
A little.
I've been to Paris. I can confirm.
I had another point. Anyway, empire.
Yeah, so I was going to argue him back down to empire by bringing up Muslim atrocities by France as well. So
okay, empire is fair. They're not as bad as the British.
Man, it's not the British.
It was a close one. They almost got to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a hard one for me because I know nothing about them except for the atrocity.
Oh no! Listen,
Portugal?
Portugal is Galactic Empire for sure. Like everyone ignored how long they tried to hold on to their imperialism. They had
Oh
the
my God.
Estado Novo.
Didn't they just try to restart it?
Remember, didn't they invent a boat just so they could go to Africa to get slaves?
Wait, didn't they invent slavery? Like modern slavery? Weren't they the first?
They're also the greatest allies of the British.
Oh, fucking fascist then. Put them with the British.
Dude, the damage
They want to
have
be
done-
allies? Fuck
The
them.
damage they have done to the African continent.
Yep, I agree.
You know they fought a war with India, a land war.
Why?
They fought Portugal, and that's after World War II.
Oh, I also want to get into
Oh, the
this.
land
How do
war
we
with
pronounce
India.
their name? How do we pronounce how do we pronounce that
Portugal?
country's name? Yeah.
I have to use an English pronunciation because the Greek ones are just way different. So it doesn't make big difference.
Okay.
Like what kind?
Jack,
like,
how do
for
you say
example,
it?
it's Portugalia.
Portugal?
You say Portugal? Like a U at the end?
Yeah.
And it sounds like you have an A at the end instead of a U. Right? But the country's name isn't it actually like Portugal or something?
I think Portugal.
Portugal. It's like Portugal.
I know if you ask the Greek to say it in English, they would probably say Portugal.
Yeah.
But
So,
the thing is,
my point is that when nobody can even say your country's name,
Didn't they legalize all drugs? Or was that a different country?
I think that's the Netherlands has legalized.
No, there was one European country, I'm pretty sure. It might have been the one at the bottom of Portugal.
oh, I made a mistake.
Portugal has done legalizations.
I made a mistake not putting this next country at the front because we should have definitely put it at the front to piss a lot of people off. All right.
Turkey.
Oh,
Um,
the most
No,
annoying.
hang on. First, we have to debate
Turkish
if it
food.
belongs. If it belongs in European culture.
yes.
Okay.
I think they.
Now, the only reason I'm going to argue that they do is just because of the Ottoman Empire. The
Yeah,
Ottoman
I was about
Empire
to say
did
the
have a
same
lot of
thing.
impact in the Balkans and things like that. So,
I was
like,
about
they're-
to say the same thing.
Islam and a lot of the Central Europe wouldn't exist without the Ottoman Empire.
Mhm.
And
I-
with their evolution, they fought a very European war.
Okay. So anyway, so now that we decided that they're allowed to be here,
Wait, hold on. Wait,
No,
hold
no,
on.
no,
Wait,
no,
wait,
no,
wait,
I think
wait,
they
wait,
should
wait,
be-
wait,
the
wait, wait.
Ottoman Empire has committed atrocities to this earth that nobody have compared to. All right.
But kebabs.
The damage they did to the world. All right. So for starters, do you know why Columbus decided to try and cross the ocean to get to India?
Was he running from Turkey?
Because Turkey controlled the price markets. Turkey was, because think about this, European food is so bland. Why is it bland? Because the Ottomans were restricting spice from India, right? Turkey has affected all of European cuisine more than any other country just by controlling the spice. So Columbus literally was trying to get to India because they were trying to go around Turkey. So that way they wouldn't have to fucking work with the Ottomans anymore. What did they find? An entire new continent, and it set forth a sweeping genocide throughout the Americas.
Okay.
Also,
Yep.
how many genocides has Turkey committed? I think it's against 10 different ethnic groups at this
That's
point.
hard to count.
Over
And-
so many generations. Insane.
Okay. Can I
Okay.
provide two counter arguments to put them in Galactic Empire? I think
Okay.
they're too funny.
Turkish
to
food
be-
is
It's okay. Meme quality. I can
First
get
of all,
behind
they
meme
have a lot of
quality.
meme quality.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, the kebab guy when you're in any country other than Turkey is a blessing. I've been to many
between.
European countries, Western European countries, and their food is so crap. Like,
I was about to say food as well, but that's because they had all the spice. That's why their
So-
cuisine is good.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like when I'm in Western Europe and say I'm in the Netherlands, which I am right now, and someone offers me bitterballer with just some weird meatballs, I can just go to the kebab guy and get good food and then rant with him about how bad they are at cooking, and also Another, I will give them this specific big.
I think what we're actually coming to the conclusion of, here's the thing: what you're experiencing is Turks who left Turkey because the country is insufferable. You know, it's like Turks in America, awesome, they're great as well. It's because they left Turkey, right?
Okay, keep him with the British and the Portuguese.
You know, I'll give it another. This is a very specific dub that for like Greco-Turkish relations, but during World War II, they kind of pulled a only we fight them card. So this was when Italy started invading Greece. You know what Turkey did? It put listen to this. They put 37 divisions in Thrace, in Eastern Thrace, and they looked at Bulgaria and said, "If you fuckers try anything, we're invading you." This is a 1v1, Greece v Italy. If you guys invade, we're gonna invade. So Bulgaria did not try anything until Germany had to basically go there themselves, and that's when Turkey backed down.
That's hilarious.
So basically, Turkey is the big reason why Greece was able to fight against Italy more effectively.
I'll give one more argument for back down with the British and the Portuguese. They're currently trying to steal all those Greek islands.
I have a very, very short one. Okay, it's full of Turks.
Jesus Christ!
Oh, they let Russia into the Mediterranean as well. Fuck them. Put them in fascists. Also, we didn't do Austria. We didn't actually do Austria.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we forgot. They're so unremarkable.
Oh, no. How could anybody forget Austria?
Maybe Assad just because Hitler.
I got a great joke here. And we're going to put Austria right there. All right. There we go.
You know, it's really funny because everybody forgets how they were also a fascist dictatorship when Hitler took them over. It's like, oh no, the annexation of Austria. They were also a fascist dictatorship.
Yeah.
And also their dictator was short. So that's not...
It's like Napoleon.
Yeah, he was 5'2",
oh my God.
160.
Literal manlet.
Yeah, he was a small guy. And then Hitler just completely took over. He fell off. Anyway, yeah. Who's next? Cyprus.
Oh.
Okay, Cyprus is
Disney just for a shit flag.
the flag is more of a statement nowadays.
I think the flag is actually kind of cool. I'm actually a big fan of Cyprus because of the Bronze Age collapse and just understanding how much logistics depended on Cyprus throughout history. Everyone has argued over the place because that's where everyone wants to be.
The unsinkable aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Another. Okay, I'll give a couple of points in favor of Cyprus. First of all, they have. If you speak Greek, the Cypriot accent is so good. You cannot imagine. It is the most fun Greek accent imaginable. Actually, then again, they are kind of the architects of their own demise when it came to the Cypriot crisis in 1974. It was domestic nationalist and fascist organizations that kind of took over and led to the Turkish invasion. I would put Cyprus. Byzantium is cool. They have cool.
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, like I said, going back to the Bronze Age, it's the name Cyprus means copper, right? Isn't that what it means? It's copper, Cyprus. Because that's where all the copper for bronze came from. All the tin came from Afghanistan. All the copper came from Cyprus. So the trade network to get bronze.
I'm not sure because the Greek word for copper has changed a little bit. I think I
think it's a root word or something like that.
Yeah, I think I don't know enough about
because they would be like that's where the copper's at. So it has that.
It says Latinized from Greek Cypros, land of cypress trees. You're wrong. Cypress, a popular name of a tree, a type of evergreen tree noted for its dense, dark foliage and durable, fragrant wood. native to southern Europe and sacred to Pluto.
Well, what if the trees got their name because of the copper?
Oh, here we go. It does say copper. Okay.
Eventually, the island came to give the metal in its Latin name copperium.
Mm-hmm.
So copper is actually named after the tree. So it's the tree is so it's the tree first, then the land, then the copper, I think.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what it sounds like.
I knew I was onto
and
something.
they give us 12s in the Eurovision every year, so
I don't know what that is. That sounds like some.
That's
That sounds like some
point.
weird European shit that only Europeans.
Well,
do.
Australia does it for some god knows unknown
you do one
reason.
just by yourself?
And that's
No,
right
we're
now.
in Eurovision
Oh.
for some fucking reason.
Well, I mean,
Can't
It's
tell you
because
why.
they watch it. That's the reason.
yeah, it's because they watch it.
Australians
12
are-
people.
We have
watch it.
American Idol.
Denmark.
Mm,
Okay.
empire.
Sure, social democracy, but also racist and an empire.
What have they given us? What is Danish culture given us?
Okay. Which,
Unremarkability. Capitulating in 6 hours to the Nazis. That's
Mhm.
world record speed run in capitulation. They literally capitulated to the fucking motorbike messenger that told them that they were at war.
I would
just
also
surrendered
say,
the keys to the
another
city.
argument for Denmark it being bad is that people don't even know where it is. They would think it would be. They think like it's like a third dick on the like Nordic thing, you know? 'Cause there's like 2 dicks already. They're thinking like it must be up there, but it's actually like down here in Europe. And like for some reason they want to include themselves with the countries that hang dick up there. So like above Germany, it's tiny as fuck.
Yep.
Oh, what the
Yeah, it's
fuck?
right.
I literally don't know where it is.
Told you.
Damn. Am I the only one here who is European enough to know European geography?
It is okay. I
Mhm.
had no idea. I'm thinking of Belgium. That's so funny. Oh, F.
Finland. I would put them in
Oh,
either
actually, no,
Byzantium or USA.
Yeah, they did work with the Nazis, which is not based.
Yeah, but they also
But they also shit on the on the Soviets. so
they shit
based.
on the Soviets in the Winter War while being like a very, very heavy underdog. So
Yeah. Also, they gave us. They basically gave us rallying, which is pretty sick.
they
Fat
do
W
rally
for
cars.
them.
Yeah, like culturally they're pretty inoffensive and not annoying nowadays.
Mhm.
So I have
And-
to give them that.
Also, the Finnish prime minister that just
That's
left
where I was going to
is
go next.
gorgeous.
I was going to argue.
Hot
I was
Prime
also
Minister,
gonna-
can't argue with that.
You know, I was also going to argue that women in politics were greatly advanced in general
Mhm.
in recent history by them. Also, really based killing Russia a lot. They're really good at killing Russia. So that's another American thing, you know.
But yeah, I think Finland. Every Finnish person I met is fantastic. So I think it's a solid, at least America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Disney.
Well, okay. So
No, I think
here's why
they
I'm
are-
saying
they are
Canada.
lesser than Finns. I'll give them this. Swedish social democracy was very good during the Cold War. Keep in mind, right? Sweden supported North Vietnam in the Vietnam War.
I didn't
gave
know
them-
that. That's funny.
Yes, they gave them medical supplies
Mm.
and basically like were ready.
Sweden
to call
also
American
supports
imperialists every
Kurdistan.
day.
Well, so does Finland. That's another thing as well.
Mhm.
Finland supported North
Kurds.
Vietnam.
No, the
supports
Kurds.
The Kurds.
No, I
Oh
said
yeah, and the
Kurds.
Swedes. I think the Swedes also.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was also going to say they're also kind of Canada tier because
Mhm.
like Canada, they have the energy where it's like, oh yeah, Sweden. They're one of those countries up there with a cross on their flag. I don't really know what they do. They have meatballs and IKEA, I guess.
Yeah, I
You know,
think they're
nobody knows
portrayed-
anything about Sweden other than like, oh, it's one of the ones up there.
Yeah, honestly, and they gave us IKEA, which is a massive meme. So I
Yeah.
think I think they're
And
Canadian.
Canada is a massive meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Fair
Canada
placement.
is fair for the Swedes.
Naturally, Norway next.
Yeah, Norway.
Cool.
Norway was pretty cool during World War II.
Yeah, they did
they-
get shit on by
They
Hitler,
got
though.
they were shot on, but at the same time, they sunk a brand new German heavy cruiser
That's true.
with an ancient battery, like an ancient fortress with 3 guns and Austro-Hungarian torpedoes,
Mm.
and they managed to sink the Blücher. So that is really cool. And they also had pretty cool gorillas. They in general, like they are. I don't think they're very annoying. They have the cool northern lights up there.
Okay, so I'm instinctually saying between Finland and Sweden because the coolest Scandinavians is Finland, Norway, Sweden.
Lithuania.
Weird. I don't
now
know.
let me
anything about
start
this
out the
country.
argument of why they belong here. Actually, hang on. You know what? I need to fact check something, so you guys can start.
I don't know anything about
I mean,
Lithuania.
Generally, while the Baltics can be cool, they have a massive stick up their ass.
Is Lithuania the one that backed officially recognized Taiwan?
Okay, I'm ready to make my argument of why they belong in Disney.
Okay,
because they are also torturers. They are complacent in the torture of Abu Zubaydah. They were complacent in the torture program with the CIA. And because of that, I would say that is a black mark on their record, especially being associated. Like, I think they're the place where Abu Zubaydah was tortured the most. Like, I think it was either here or Poland where they, like, fucking took a drill to him and, like, put a drill through his legs and stuff. And then the CIA came in. It sounds like something more the Polish would do. The CIA came in and they were like, bro, you can't be drilling people's legs.
Generally, the Baltics are huge West stands.
Mm-hmm. You can be a West stand. You should draw the line at torture.
And also the Polish-Lithuanian.
Also, we have Spain here already, famous for torture. So it's like, if that's your most iconic thing, because that's when I think Lithuania, I think torture. So.
Well, my thought about Lithuania is they recognize Taiwan against the entire world, which is pretty fucking based.
Yeah,
like, against everything. Every single country in the world does not recognize Taiwan as a country except for Lithuania and maybe one other country.
Okay, so you're arguing for it to be Canada?
Canada.
Estonians are the Finns of the Baltics. I mean,
Estonia has a small population, but aren't they like kind of like rich per capita?
The Baltics generally are fairly rich. I think Lithuania is the poorest. Or Latvia, not sure. But Estonia is definitely the richest one. Estonia kept a lot of its culture alive over Soviet occupation using folk songs, which is pretty cool. And they were allowed folk song festivals even during Soviet times. Yeah, I mean, generally they're pretty cool. I wouldn't like knock them that far. I would put them in Byzantium, like just kind of like Norway, just like somewhat inoffensive.
We have them in America now. You think they should be lower?
I'd put them in Byzantium just for like unremarkability reasons.
Okay.
Ah, yes, my homeland, my nation. Very big memes.
I mean, look.
I mean, I think Canada is kind of fair. So
I'm just putting it there because I want to hear arguments. So I'm starting it in the center where it can go up or down from there.
I would say points for us. Political radicalism in general is pretty big.
I was going to say food.
Our
food is a big one.
Fantastic. To be fair, it's super well-rounded, really tasty, very cheap, and easy to make. It's just like all around, like really good food.
Great culture is phenomenal. Foundation of democracy. I would say I would say America.
We drown refugees on the regular.
Yeah,
that's going right back. I had it in A and then went right back down to Byzantium.
Okay, I'll give you another thing. Modern Greek culture is entirely fabricated.
So is American culture. That's the best part.
We literally made it like during and after the Revolutionary War. You know, it's really funny because Western Europeans...
You know what's even better? We pretended to base ours on Greece.
Okay, hear me out, because this one you'll find pretty funny. Western Europeans, when the French Revolution happened, and a bunch of emigre Greeks, diaspora Greeks, and Western Europeans thought it would be really cool to see like the revival of a Greek nation, as if that was ever a thing. So they were like super into the classics, super into ancient Greek philosophy and like Homer and like all these things, right? Super big ancient Greece stans. They hear about the Greek Revolution. They arrive there as volunteers, and they realize that they're just fighting for a bunch of Turks against a bunch of Turks. Like they go there and they realize, actually, they're not super
arguing
cultured.
that there's Turks there now. Okay.
It's okay. This is really funny because like they found people wearing traditional Ottoman wear, like smoking pipes, and the Greek Revolution was characterized by just like mutual atrocities and very little actual fighting. So
These are all fair arguments,
Here's
except
what I'm
I
thinking.
say that Greek history and Greek culture has permeated over most of the world.
I agree.
I would say it's
but
B.
so has Disneyland. And also the fantasy aspect of Disneyland kind of applies with Greece too, because like there's actual theme parks that are based off of Greek stuff. I mean, Hercules isn't he? Well, Hercules is the Roman name. They just like made him, and they just took the name because that was more popular, but used Greek gods or something. Hercules is actually the Roman one. The Greek one is something else.
I have an unfair advantage here because I know all the dirt in the closet and all the positives. So I'll give some like positive shit. During World War II, Greece had one of the most effective resistance movements, and they had the National Liberation Front and the Greek People's Liberation Army, which is just like in terms of like coolness factor, it's super based. They had the first election, literally they had the first election during occupation where women got to vote, which is pretty cool.
They like suffrage.
So another cool thing about Greece is that they have like a really vibrant anarchist scene, and like our riots are also pretty cool. We don't do like the pussy like riots, the very weak ones that like you just overturn a couple of wheelie bins and then cry like when the police beat you. Like we like there's fighting with the cops. I wouldn't put them that far up. I would.
Hang on. Let me ask you this: how about imperialism?
About Greek imperialism?
Mm-hmm.
Greek imperialism. We had a really big imperialist phase in our new era as well.
The Golden Dawn and stuff. Yeah.
Oh no, not that. Literally Greek state policy during after its revolution was irredentism. It was the Megali Idea, like reconquering all lands where Greeks once or currently live. So that we had like wars in like 1881, the 1860s, 1890s. We had wars had the Balkan Wars, the First World War, and the
but did these wars only hurt Europe mainly?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, we're going back up to S.
Okay,
so my
Greece can't go there because of genocide.
I think A is where it sits.
America has genocide, so
A is where it sits because it's not unremarkable, but it has had massive impact. Also, tzatziki is like the best dip ever.
Yeah.
Boy, okay, that was an intense one.
How
about Singapore?
Wait,
Singapore. Now I'm biased. Okay,
Singapore.
Talk about having a stick up your ass.
They hate Nazis and communists, which is pretty based.
Yeah,
but they also have both of those.
They think that the Soviets were just as bad, if not worse.
Well, that's because they got fucked by both of them just as hard.
I think it depends from where you stand. You know what Anakin said: "From where I'm standing, the Jedi are evil." There you go.
Okay, I'll give them points for Polish vodka. I had a Polish friend in university in like a stand-up comedy group that was she was hilarious. Like she told us how like. She got arrested for vandalism because like of a party gone wild. They threw some shit out of the balcony and landed on a car. And then instead of like just saying, okay, we pretend nothing happened, they went downstairs and like continued to vandalize the car. In for a penny, in for a pound. So for that
hilarious.
one, then I'll give them big props. The Poles are really fun to party with. Every time I've partied with Polish people, I have not regretted it.
Here's the thing. Okay, yeah, it's fun to go to Disneyland, I guess. But also, Disneyland, when I go there, what I'm thinking is no abortions are happening here. Because, you know...
I think Disneyland is very fair for Poland.
All right, I don't know which one this is.
That's Croatia.
I can't... These ones all look the same
That
to
is
me.
Croatia. They pretend to be a Mediterranean paradise.
Okay, so we have the fantasy mode going on.
But they go directly to Hitler.
Oh, Empire.
Because of the Ustasha. The Ustasha is just unforgivable.
Wasn't Tito Croatian?
They committed like war crimes that disgusted the SS.
Yes, he is Croatian.
Okay,
I was
Galactic
right.
Empire. Galactic Empire.
So here's the thing. What Tito? I was just thinking about this today. Or like you hear these people, especially on the communist side, it's like, oh, anytime there's a communist regime, the U.S. had to overthrow that. I was just like thinking, like, what about Yugoslavia? Like, they didn't do shit there. Like, they didn't there's tons of like stuff that they didn't overthrow.
And after the Soviets fell, Yugoslavia was on the
Bulgaria?
Bulgaria is funny. I like Bulgaria. The last time they were on the winning side of a war, it was the First Balkan War. After that, Second Balkan War, they were on the losing side. World War I, they were on the losing side. World War II, they were on the losing side. They tried to save their Jewish population during World War II. And Tsar Boris tried to like stay away from the Nazis as long as possible, and they switched sides when in the first opportune moment. Generally, like they're a fairly poor country, and they are where the Soviets went for holidays a lot of the time. Bulgaria is where like Greeks might take like their very old cars to sell them because they. I don't dislike Bulgaria.
When I think of Bulgarians, I think of like the side guy who's like the muscle in the squad. You know, that's always like the guy is always like of Bulgarian descent.
Prussia of the Balkans is what they called Bulgaria.
Okay, so we want D here or C or
I want them with the Canadians. And okay. After all, they fielded the biggest army during the Balkan Wars. 600,000 men they fielded against the Ottomans. So Czechoslovakia, very racist. They also had the Czechoslovak Legion during the Russian Civil War. They built a bunch of bunkers to prepare for World War II, only to give them up immediately in the Sudeten crisis. Like Britain and France just kind of agreed, okay, Czechoslovakia, you're just going to have to give them up. And Czechoslovakia went, okay, I guess. They have Skoda. They built pretty good tanks during World War II, but all of them served the Nazis. I think right there is perfect for Czechoslovakia.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, that's just Czechia. Why am I saying Czechoslovakia? Like it's
a Czech Republic, right?
Yeah, but it's still Czechoslovakia is part of that.
Yeah, I mean it was Czech ruled. Prague was the capital of Czechoslovakia. Mm-hmm. And that's where Skoda is. So when we get to Slovakia, we'll have more to say.
And Prague is apparently a pretty cool city.
All right, Chad.
Romania is so cool.
They have dragons.
Romania has the most cartoonish corruption ever. It's so funny. They had
Andrew Tate fled there to escape rape charges.
And they put him in jail. So fuck yeah, Romania. So cool. Honestly, my building is like almost exclusively Romanians. They have the same sitcom vibe that we have in Greece, which is really cool. They built the most like garish like palace in their capital. You can't hate them. The stereotype in Europe is that Romanians are thieves, but I don't see that.
I thought that was Albania.
That's the stereotype in Greece. Oh. Greeks hate Albanians way more than they hate like Romanians. With Romanians, we're actually kind of cool because they've sided with us like in almost every like conflict where they didn't have to get involved.
Okay, do they belong with Estonia, Norway, and Cyprus?
Yeah, I would put them there. But of course, unless you guys have counter.
I mean, I have no arguments for them to go to Germany.
They've cucked Hungary pretty bad, so that's a big plus. Slovakia, they are worse than Czechia.
Empire.
Oh, but then again, like it's harsh to put them in the same place as Croatia. Feels harsh. Like they had the really bad collaboration. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Okay,
the Disney Empire.
Slovenia.
I've never seen.
Oh my god, I might struggle a little bit, but yeah, that's Slovenia. I'm pretty sure.
I'll double check.
Slovenia tries to separate itself from the Balkans. It's the richest Balkan country, supposedly. So for that alone, they're pretty annoying.
Donald Trump's wife is from Slovenia.
I'll put them in Disneyland.
Oh, I was gonna also drop them down there as well. So
Just because they're so pretentious, they think that their wealth makes them not Balkan.
Fair
they
enough.
think that they're Germans. It's annoying. There's only
Right.
2 million people there.
this toothpaste-looking country.
Luxembourg.
The fuck is Luxembourg?
Unironically, just a nothing monarchy.
They're still
Very
monarchy,
quickly.
empire.
Yeah, but are they actually ruled by them, or is it just like a thing where they put on dresses and like dance around?
Government is a unitary parliament constitutional monarchy.
Yep, it is a monarchy.
Yeah. Fat L's. Empire.
Right. I'm not sure if I said this before, but the main reason also Scythia deserves to like be stata as the top is that like when Europe was running around fighting with their dicks out, these people invented pants. So I think that's a testament to like how much superior they are.
Is that
The
Holland?
Netherlands.
They like orange too much.
First of all, yeah.
Disney.
Second of all, very, very annoying empire, and they don't acknowledge it. They are basically the hidden Brits of Europe.
As someone who has a significant Dutch side of my family, Disney.
Disney, yeah, because I wouldn't put them in the empires just because their public transportation network and their bicycle lanes are incredible. Because I live in the Netherlands right now. Holy shit! Okay, they might be cold and boring, but their bikes are so.
Actually, put them in Canada.
Well,
Yeah, okay,
okay, so
fair enough. But I did a whole course on Dutch racism, which makes it difficult for me.
okay, I need to make an argument for the Dutch. We can say it's because they couldn't afford it, but their colonial project in America was the first one to be like, nah, we're not doing this shit. And they armed a lot of the native tribes, which led to a lot of wars between them and stuff. But like, it also led them able to actually like build empires and fight against the Americans. They sponsored a lot of people. Like when Canada starts killing natives and stuff, oftentimes, if it's in the East, this country will come in and start sticking up for people. They try to, not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but it's like the Mitse people. And they're like a second generation indigenous because they're like a mixture of settlers and indigenous people, but they're separate like identity as well. They tried to apply for the League of Nations, and the Netherlands were the first ones to step up and support their entry into the League of Nations. Winston Churchill is the one who blocked it because Winston Churchill thought that more people in the Americas were going to have a problem if this little nation got formed. And
this is why they're in Hitler.
The Netherlands have another major downside. Their war in Indonesia was just like inhuman.
Yeah, that is true.
Okay, I think they would be in a fair position either in Canada or Byzantium.
I think Canada. They're very obnoxious.
Canada,
people.
yeah.
We have a family dinner every year, and I hate going.
Malta.
It's a nightmare. I have no idea about this country. It has a cool name.
Malta's cool. Malta is completely inoffensive. It has always been a British outpost because like they got like conquered by them and to control the like central Med. Generally, Malta's cool. They have nice food. They're a tiny island nation. I think Malta's nice. Honestly, I would put them in Byzantium along with the other like nice but like unremarkable.
It's a good category to have.
Yeah.
In peak European culture.
Also, if you know what, I've been handing you to the hardest European flags. I'm gonna stop if I see you struggling to call it. I'm gonna stop and just let you.
Well, see, that's the thing. I could only see part of this, so I was like, "What is this country?" And then I saw the cross in the corner. I'm like, I have no idea what this is.
That's the Maltese cross, right?
Oh yeah, which one is this one, boys?
Austria.
I think it's Latvia, right?
It's Austria.
Yeah, it is Latvia.
It's funny because not all of them are like the same dimensions. Some flags are long. What is this?
Malta's right at the tip of Italy.
This is one of them.
Yeah, I think Canada is fair for Latvia. I think Latvia is the most racist one out of the.
Oh, racism! That sounds like Disney.
Okay, yeah, I'll put them there.
I have no input. I don't know anything about Latvia. That's Albania. I know that flag.
Hell yeah!
That's
what? I have to give it to their ambition, you know?
This is actually one of my favorite flags. I think the Empire also had great flags.
Yeah, it that's kind of, and like honestly, for their size, Albania has been like quite like monumental
Disruptive.
and very very disruptive and very ambitious.
And
We
also,
just have
think
to
about
give it to
this: where would you get your weed from if it wasn't for Albania?
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, heck, like Greeks moved from hating Albanians like to the bone to hating people from Pakistan.
Is that right?
Russia.
Are they Europeans? Yes.
Are
Where do
they
they belong? Same
in-
tier as fucking
exactly.
England.
I don't think.
Yes.
Do we need to debate this at all?
No.
We could just insult Russians this whole time. You know.
I think the entire internet is doing that now. I think we should just like not give them the time of day at the moment.
Yeah.
This
I have
one's
no idea.
one with a bird on it.
Romania with a bird?
Yeah. Who's Romania with a bird? Who's Romania with like a little change?
No.
It's Moldova.
I was going to say, is it Moldova?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is Moldova. Fake
Okay.
country. Should just be a part of Romania.
Okay, so should it be on this list?
I think it should be on this list just because they have this weird spat with Transnistria, which hasn't been a hot war since the 90s. So they're just kind of like staring at each other and hoping to not get involved in the war in Ukraine. It's actually quite funny. Like Ukraine a bunch of times has been like, hey, I can take care of this Transnistria thing for you. Moldova is like, no, don't do anything, please don't do anything. We don't want to be involved.
Transnistria, is that a Russian-controlled portion, is it?
It is like, yeah.
It's like one of the worst places in Europe as far as like
it's
poverty
so
goes.
bad. It's
Interesting.
just like a bunch of old people now. Like Transnistria was like it was. I think it was the base of the 14th Soviet Army, and when the Soviet Union collapsed, they were like, "Nope, we're not moving.
That's funny.
We're staying right here. And if you want to, you can try and move us."
That's really funny.
It is, and like Moldova tried, and they didn't. They couldn't.
Interesting. Is that where they're staying?
Put them in Canada. I think they're kind of inoffensive, but not as cool as the Byzantine countries. You know, Kosovo is like, you know, when you see all those like trained dogs, where you put like a burger in front of the dog and you say, "Don't eat it, don't eat it," because if you eat it, I'm gonna fuck you up. And the dog owner is America, Serbia is the dog, and Kosovo's the burger. Without America, like Serbia would have like wiped Kosovo off the map.
This
But
is true.
America's there, so they're preventing a genocide, which is cool.
Where's Serbia?
Put them with,
We haven't done
Canada.
Serbia.
Huh? Canada?
I
We
would
haven't
put them
done
in
Canada.
and we haven't done Serbia.
If we had done Serbia, it'd be with Hitler.
No spoilers.
Bosnia.
And
Herzegovina.
yeah, you better say the whole name. That's why That's why it has two names.
They are like the most confused country imaginable. You can even see it in their flag. Like, what's going on there? Like, what is that mess? Yeah, Disneyland. Hitler.
Of course.
Yeah.
Especially recently.
They want to be Hitler so bad.
But they've been like super nationalist ever since the country was born. Greece and Serbia are besties. But yeah, it is absolutely Hitler tier.
Are you besties because you both hate Albanians?
We're besties because we were on the same side during the Balkan Wars and World War I, on every single time.
So that sounds like probably the wrong side.
In the Balkan Wars, I would say we were the right side the first time around. The second Balkan War is just like Bulgaria wasn't happy with the territory it gained, so it attacked everybody and then got promptly invaded from every side. It's really funny because like Bulgaria attacked Serbia, and then Greece entered the war on the side of Serbia because of its mutual defense pact. Then the Ottomans decided, hey, that's a good opportunity for us to invade from the other side. And then Romania said the exact same. Hey, we're going to attack from the north. So Bulgaria got absolutely trounced in the Second Balkan War.
Iceland with Irish. They have a
Iceland
dick museum and they have geothermal power. They are S tier.
Okay, yeah,
They have the seed vault.
Exactly.
Also
The
Vikings.
Dick Museum puts them directly on S tier.
Oh, have you seen the place? Have you seen the place where it's like ice and lava next to each other there?
No, that sounds sick.
So Iceland is like the only place on Earth where constantly new Earth is being made.
Interesting.
Like it's generating Earth. So there's this one place where there's a volcano, and it's in like the Arctic. So it's like the land of ice and fire, and it has some of the most unique landscapes that there is in the world. And that's where they Death Stranding, they shot it all there. The landscapes for Death Stranding were all shot in this region of Iceland. But also NASA trains there because they train in like extreme new environments in this region of Iceland.
Iceland is a hard S tier. Oh, sorry, Scythian.
And they also protested British occupation during World War II.
Didn't they fight them too?
They also have the Faroe Islands.
War?
They also have the Faroe Islands, who are pretty fucking cool culture.
So Belarus. Okay, listen.
With Russia.
I think...
No. Hold on. If we put Portugal with the British, we have to put Belarus with the Russians.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. I want to argue for them in Galactic Empire just because of how much of a meme Lukashenko is. Like, come on. It is so fucking funny. Like, it is a depressing situation.
If that's the only argument you have for him, meme quality, sure, it's got meme quality. Have you seen him give Steven Seagal carrots and shit? Hilarious. But that's
exactly. Like, I think you're making my argument for me right now. I don't understand.
What I'm thinking is that
their flag looks like a carpet. Like, come on, you can't put them. You can't put them in the Nazi category.
Look, this is where they're going, right here, right underneath Russia.
Oh, okay.
I could delete them, and you'd never know.
They drink the most alcohol in Europe, I think.
You're arguing for F tier.
I'm still arguing if they should be included in Europe
because they're just Russian. They house Russian nukes. Should be in the Hitler tier.
Jack's got me back down to F. The meme potential really had me sold on them for a minute.
Damn it, I tried.
Their flag is like cropping weird. I gotta like make sure I get the carpet detail in, and like
you need to put it next to Russia though, like Portugal is to Britain.
I'll put all these besties next to each other. They're hugging.
Basically, same flags. They just switched around. North Macedonia. Alexander the Great was from here.
Jack has a point that Alexander the Great is from there. Gay icon. So gay icon is why I'd say America, because that's where gay icons are from.
Honestly, I want to give them America just because they're disruptive. I like them. Also, I like it how a bunch of Greeks were like scared that like North Macedonia would take parts of like Greek Macedonia for themselves. And I always I have to ask, how were they going to do that?
Just mine now. Communist Bugs Bunny. Ours.
They were going to go to the UN. We were just going to say no.
Also,
they were going to invade us.
You can tell from their flag that they're one of the few people with style in Europe.
This is true.
America is fair. They gave basically all their tanks to Ukraine.
Okay.
Okay, Montenegro.
Hey, whoa. You didn't let Jack guess it.
I would not have
I'm sorry.
They have a great national alcohol.
I think they're cool.
What's this one with the bird on it? Moldova. I literally can't remember Moldova's name because I always think of Montenegro.
Yeah. They may be a mini Serbia, but they're much cooler than Serbia. So
so it's like Canada. Just like how you got either or they.
Okay, Disneyland. Just put them in Disneyland. It's being a mini Serbia that knocks them down.
Okay, here's a country that I already think is European, and I'm surprised that people try to tell me it's not.
Georgia.
Yeah. They wanted to join the EU and NATO. I think that counts. And then Russia invaded them to stop them. So, yeah, definitely counts. But, however, Stalin was from here, so Empire.
Yeah, okay. Just because they gave us Stalin. Jugasvili, or however the hell you're supposed to say his name. Galactic Empire is fine for Georgia.
No, because they've been fighting Russia pretty hard.
Well, now they're fairly pro-Russia. Their government.
Yeah. Okay, Empire.
I think they have really interesting like artifacts and art and stuff like that. That's like, it's a culture that kind of goes back. I think they're kind of neat.
Ukraine. I'd put them in America.
No, so much corruption.
That's because of Russia. if you were Russia and you were soulless and had no culture, you would cling on to Ukraine as well, because Ukraine has one of the best cultures. That you have the Kevin Roos. Like it has literally all the buildings that have the tits on top of them that are that's like that comes from like the Ukrainian church. You almost like to have like the origins of almost Orthodoxy, Eastern Orthodoxy coming out of there. Like, yeah, and then Ukraine, nobody follows it. Like, nobody gives a shit of Eastern Orthodoxy. They're just like, yeah, I guess I'm Eastern Orthodox. I don't know what that is really.
I wouldn't put it with Switzerland, Finland, Greece, and North Macedonia. That's the only thing. I also wouldn't put it with Norway.
You're arguing this is a Canada country?
Yeah. Wedge them between B and C.
Well, I was going to say they do, like, they have a good history. Like
Byzantium is fair, I think.
Like, they have a really rich history, unlike Russia. Like, that's why Russia needs Ukraine, because they are
a very old country too.
Exactly. And like you can look at like old maps of like trade and stuff. They're so important.
It all goes through Ukraine.
So important for establishing trade. And then even when like everything like nationalized under the UN and NATO, like Ukraine existed just for black market trades, which you can hold it against them, but it just goes to show how important that trade route is through there.
They are also very export heavy with grain and stuff to a lot of the world as well. Okay, B works. I'm happy with B.
Armenia.
If we didn't recognize Azerbaijan, I don't think we recognize Armenia.
Listen, just because we excluded Azerbaijan, we should just for the extra diss. Like, I don't understand.
Actually, no, I agree. You've convinced me.
I just need to say something. Armenia is my least favorite flag in the entire world. I think this flag is fucking ugly. I think the shade of orange is so fucking bad on this flag.
Also, Kim Kardashian's Armenian.
Kim Kardashian!
That's a big fat L.
Okay, I will say I think the flag of Lithuania looks worse.
I actually don't mind theirs. I kind of like theirs because I feel like they colored outside the lines to express themselves.
We could say that Armenia is like basically the only democracy in its region, maybe apart from Georgia.
Culture.
A lot of culture in Armenia.
Yeah,
and they got genocide by the Ottomans.
And it's culture that's being destroyed.
Honorary B, yeah. Honorary Byzantine.
What's this? This is one of them micronations.
No idea. Is it that little one near France that has
it's got a crown on it.
Is it that little one near France that has the F1? Monaco?
That is not Monaco. That's Liechtenstein.
Liechtenstein. Okay.
Is it a monarchy?
That is a tiny duchy that is next between Switzerland and Germany.
It's a monarchy?
Yeah. It didn't get occupied in World War II, which is interesting.
Okay, monarchy is empire.
Yeah, put them in the funny Galactic Empire tier. Italy.
Okay, they have food.
They have good food.
They created fascism.
Yeah, but Italians are hilarious, especially when you're racist to them.
Here's the thing, right? Like, Italy might have created fascism, but they were so bad at it.
You famously said that the name Fredo was like the N-word for Italians.
Yes, that was a mistake.
Bro, Berlusconi is like...
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Well, that is, like, emblematic of how, like, I don't know, like, fantastically shit Italy can
be. But it's just sort of Disney-esque as well. Like, Italy's rulers are always Disney-esque. Also, the Romans, ugh, gross.
Mamma mia.
Yeah. See, like, literally, like, they only...
Italy's too funny to be among the evil ones. That's, like, I think Disneyland is good for Italy.
Yeah, well, Disneyland is still a fascist corporation, so...
I mean, that...
Oh, great transparency, Scotland. This flag wouldn't let me copy over very well.
Based S tier.
Yeah, I agree. S tier.
Just because of how much they don't like the British.
Also, Scottish culture is quite cool.
Oh yeah.
Nessie. They were also the Celts as well. They're pretty cool. On tier with the Vikings. So it's definitely either America or Scythian. So Isle of Man. Do we want to put them?
I decided not to when I was looking it up because I said, look, it's already going to take us long enough to get through this.
Okay, let's talk about Belgium.
Did I not get Belgium?
We did not get Belgium.
We did not.
Okay. I might have...
It's just because they're very forgettable. Like, I understand.
Hang on.
Holy shit. Monaco is literally just a section of the coast.
Is this Belgium?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I was scrolling past. I still have it on my imports. I just scrolled past them because I guess I must have thought it was Germany. This is
Okay,
an easy F
Belgium-
tier.
Belgium
This
is
easy F tier
literally-
for what they did in the Congo.
I agree.
Ah, yes. Okay, fair. Yeah, just put them in there. Everybody wants to forget the Congo,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna. That is Andorra. We did not. It's between Spain and France, and it's ruled by by Spanish and French crown, respectively. But the thing is, France doesn't have a crown, so they just call Macron a prince.
Cool. Empire.
Yep. Just for calling Macron a prince.
Yep.
Is this? This is one of those square flags.
This is Poland again.
Did we do Poland? Where's
No,
Poland?
Yeah,
that's not
you put in the
Poland.
flag of Indonesia for Poland.
No,
that's
no.
funny
That was a
enough.
joke. No, this is
Okay,
no.
which one is Poland? Which one is Indonesia?
No,
looking it up.
neither. This is a different country.
Okay, I think the one we had on the tier list is Poland, but
Hang on.
Yes,
the
it
one
is.
that you're putting
Hang on.
in now,
I swear, what's the country with the F1?
Monaco?
Monaco.
That's the flag of Monaco?
I'm
I think
almost
it is
positive.
actually. Yes, it is. You're 100% correct.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Monaco, just because it hosts the F1 Canada, and that's like its only thing. But it's also full of rich people. Disney.
I can't believe I knew a flag. I was like, because Jack mentioned Monaco, and I was like, yeah, I haven't done it.
Yeah,
here.
have never seen the flag of Monaco?
Hang on, I got a handy dandy thing here. That's Monaco's like square.
Yeah.
Silly.
Very different. I mean, honestly, the one I find funniest is the flag of Chad and the flag of Romania being the same. That's just so good.
This one we preference downward, I mean, which makes sense because Europe is like the worst continent on earth. I mean, like seriously, like literally, they need NATO to babysit them so they don't end the world.